If your legs start aching the moment you finally sit down at the end of the day, if your calves feel tight, if your feet burn, or if you find yourself constantly shifting positions in bed because your legs just won't get comfortable, you're not alone. For millions of adults over 50, nighttime is when leg pain becomes impossible to ignore. Many people assume it's simply part of getting older. They tell themselves, "I'm getting older. My legs are supposed to hurt." But that's not always true. In many cases, those aching legs aren't asking you to rest more. They're asking you to move differently. And here's what surprises most people. The one thing nearly everyone does before bed, stretching for a few seconds or simply lying down, often isn't enough to calm the muscles that have been working against gravity all day. There's one simple movement that can help activate the muscles responsible for supporting healthy blood flow, reduce stiffness after long periods of sitting or standing, and prepare your legs for a more comfortable night's sleep. The best part? You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need to leave your bedroom, and you can finish the entire routine in less than 5 minutes. I'm a health educator who focuses on explaining evidence-based wellness information in simple, practical ways that anyone can follow. Tonight, we're going to count down 5 bedtime movements that can help your legs feel lighter and more relaxed before you sleep. Each exercise builds on the one before it, but don't skip ahead, because the number 1 movement is the one many physical therapists use to activate what they often call your body's second heart, the powerful calf muscles that help move blood back toward your heart. Before we begin the countdown, let me tell you about someone I'll call Robert. Robert is a composite example based on common experiences shared by older adults. He was 68 years old. Every evening followed the same routine. After dinner, he'd sit in his favorite chair to watch television. By bedtime, his calves felt tight, his ankles looked swollen, and when he finally lay down, his legs experienced a dull, aching sensation. He thought walking more would solve the problem, so he started taking longer walks. Yet every night, the discomfort returned. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't doing anything obviously wrong. He simply didn't understand what his legs actually needed after spending an entire day sitting, standing, and walking. Once he learned a few simple bedtime movements designed to gently activate the muscles in his lower legs, things began to change. His legs felt less stiff. His ankles weren't as swollen by the evening. And perhaps most importantly, he no longer dreaded climbing into bed. His experience highlights something many people never hear. Leg pain isn't always just about your joints. Sometimes it's about what your muscles and the circulation they help support are or aren't doing throughout the day. So, let's start our countdown. Number 5 looks almost too simple to matter. In fact, many people skip it because they assume it couldn't possibly make a difference. Ironically, it's often one of the first movements rehabilitation professionals recommend after surgery or prolonged bed rest. Number 5, ankle pumps, the movement most people skip. Let's begin with the movement that looks almost too simple to matter. In fact, if someone showed it to you without any explanation, you might think, "That's it?" But don't let its simplicity fool you. Ankle pumps are often one of the very first movements rehabilitation professionals recommend after surgery or long periods of bed rest, not because they're difficult, but because they help keep the muscles in the lower leg active when you're not walking. Here's why that matters. Throughout the day, gravity is constantly pulling blood and fluid toward your feet. If you've been sitting at a desk, Driving, standing in one place, or even walking for long periods, your lower legs can feel heavy by evening. Your calf muscles normally help support blood returning upward every time they contract, but after a long day, those muscles can become tired and less active. That's where ankle pumps come in. They gently wake those muscles back up before you climb into bed. Here's how to do them. Sit comfortably on the edge of your bed or in a sturdy chair. Place both feet flat on the floor. Now slowly pull your toes toward your shins as far as feels comfortable. Hold that position for 1 second. Then slowly point your toes away from you. Again, hold for 1 second. That's 1 repetition. Move slowly. There's no prize for rushing. Aim for 20 to 30 repetitions. As you move, you may notice your ankles loosening and your calves beginning to feel warmer. That's exactly what you want. The gentle muscle contractions help reduce stiffness after a long day and prepare your legs for the next movement. Many people even say their legs feel lighter before they ever get into bed. If you spend hours sitting during the day, this is one of the easiest habits you can build into your nighttime routine. But ankle pumps are only the beginning. They wake the system up. The next movement starts engaging the larger muscles that support your knees, hips, and thighs, and many people are surprised by how much difference it can make. Number 4, seated leg extensions. Most people think leg pain begins in the calves. Sometimes it does, but the muscles higher up your legs also play an important role in how your legs feel by the end of the day. As we get older, the muscles at the front of the thigh naturally become weaker if we don't challenge them regularly. Those muscles help you stand up from a chair. They help you climb stairs. They help stabilize your knees. And every time they contract, they also help move blood through the larger veins in your upper legs. Here's how to perform this movement. Sit tall in a sturdy chair. Keep your back against the chair instead of leaning forward. Slowly straighten one leg until it's almost parallel with the floor. Pause for 2 seconds. Feel the muscles on the front of your thigh tighten. Now lower your foot back down slowly. Don't let it drop. Control the movement from beginning to end. Repeat 10 to 15 times, then switch to the other leg. The slower you move, the harder those muscles have to work. That's exactly what you want. Many people notice this exercise is more challenging than they expected. That's a good sign. It means you're activating muscles that may have been underused for years. As those muscles become stronger, everyday activities often begin to feel easier. Standing up becomes smoother. Walking feels more stable. And by bedtime, your legs may feel less tired because they're doing their job more efficiently throughout the day. But these first 2 movements are only preparing your body. The next exercise is where everything starts coming together. It targets the muscle many health professionals describe as your body's second heart. And once you feel it working, you'll understand why it's the movement I never recommend skipping. Number 3, supported calf raises. Wake up your second heart. Now we've reached the movement that many people remember long after they finish this video. If there is one muscle group that quietly works for you every single day, it's your calves. Health professionals sometimes refer to the calf muscles as your body's second heart. not because they replace your heart, but because every time they contract, they gently squeeze the deep veins inside your lower legs, helping move blood back toward your heart. Think about it for a moment. Your heart can easily pump blood down to your feet. Getting it back up against gravity is the harder job. That's where your calf muscles help. The problem is that after a full day of sitting, driving, standing, or even walking, those muscles don't always contract as effectively as they should. The result? Heavy legs, tired calves, swollen ankles, and that dull ache many people notice the moment they lie down at night. Here's how to perform a supported calf raise. Stand behind a sturdy chair or place your hands lightly on a kitchen counter. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. Now, slowly rise onto the balls of your feet. Lift your heels as high as feels comfortable. Pause for 2 to 3 seconds. Feel your calf muscles tighten. Then lower yourself slowly. Don't drop your heels. Control the movement all the way down. Repeat this 10 to 15 times. If that becomes easy after a couple of weeks, gradually increase to 20 repetitions. Many people rush through calf raises. Don't. The pause at the top is where much of the work happens. That extra second gives your calf muscles time to fully contract before relaxing again. And that's exactly what you're trying to achieve. Some people notice their feet actually feel warmer after just one set. Others say their legs feel lighter before they even climb into bed. It isn't magic. It's simply your muscles doing the job they were designed to do. But we're not finished yet. The next movement challenges something that becomes incredibly important as we age: your balance. Because healthy legs aren't just about reducing pain, they're about staying confident every time you stand up. Number 2, the single leg balance hold. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stood on one leg? For many adults over 50, the answer is probably, I can't remember. And yet, this simple movement tells you a surprising amount about the strength and coordination of your lower body. Standing on one leg forces dozens of small muscles in your feet, ankles, calves, hips, and core to work together. They don't just switch on for a second, they stay active the entire time you're balancing. That sustained muscle activity can help support circulation while also improving stability. And that's important, because one of the biggest reasons people become less active isn't necessarily pain, it's fear of falling. Once someone begins worrying about losing their balance, they often move less. When they move less, their muscles become weaker. Their legs feel heavier, and everyday activities become even harder. It's a cycle. The good news is, you can begin interrupting that cycle with a movement that takes less than a minute. Stand next to a countertop or sturdy chair. Rest one hand lightly on it. Shift your weight onto one leg. Lift the other foot just an inch or two off the floor. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead. Don't stare at your feet. Breathe normally. Hold the position for 10 to 20 seconds, then switch legs. Repeat 2 or 3 times on each side. If you wobble, that's perfectly normal. Your balance improves through practice, not perfection. As you become more confident, you'll notice that your ankle muscles react faster, your calves stay active longer, and standing up from a chair feels steadier. Many people are surprised by how challenging this movement feels. That's because balance isn't just about coordination, it's also about strength, and strengthening those small stabilizing muscles can make a real difference in how your legs feel throughout the day. But we're saving the most important movement for last. It's the exercise that combines everything you've learned so far.
It strengthens your calf muscles, supports healthy blood flow, and takes less than 2 minutes before bed. If you only remember one exercise from today's video, make it number 1.
We've finally reached the exercise that brings everything together. If you only have time for one movement before bed, make it this one. At first glance, heel raises may look almost identical to the calf raises we discussed earlier, but this version is slower, more controlled, and specifically designed to help your legs relax before sleep rather than simply build strength. Think of it as a reset button for your lower legs after a long day. Here's how to do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair or place your hands lightly on a countertop for support. Keep your feet about shoulder width apart. Now slowly lift your heels until you're standing on the balls of your feet. Count slowly. 1, 2, 3. Hold the position. Feel your calf muscles tighten. Now lower your heels just as slowly. Again. 1, 2, 3. Don't bounce. Don't rush. Every slow repetition gives your calf muscles time to contract and relax, helping them do what they were designed to do, support healthy blood flow and reduce stiffness. Complete 15 to 20 slow repetitions. If your legs become tired before you finish, that's perfectly fine. Stop, rest for a moment, and continue only if you feel comfortable. Remember, this isn't about pushing through pain. It's about waking up muscles that may have been inactive for much of the day. Now, think back to Robert. For years, he believed he needed longer walks to solve his evening leg pain. What actually helped was changing the final 5 minutes of his day. Instead of sitting until bedtime, he performed these simple movements: ankle pumps, leg extensions, supported calf raises, balance holds, and finally, slow heel raises. Within a few weeks, his evening routine felt completely different. His legs felt looser, his calves weren't as tight, and bedtime became something he looked forward to instead of something he dreaded. Will these exercises eliminate every cause of leg pain? No. And it's important to be honest about that. Leg pain can have many causes, including arthritis, nerve problems, circulation disorders, medication side effects, or other medical conditions. These exercises are intended to support muscle function, flexibility, and healthy circulation. They're not a substitute for a medical evaluation if your symptoms are severe, persistent, or getting worse. Your 5-minute bedtime routine. Before you go to sleep tonight, try this simple sequence: 20 to 30 ankle pumps, 10 to 15 seated leg extensions on each leg, 10 to 15 supported calf raises, 2 balance holds of 10 to 20 seconds per leg. Finish with 15 to 20 slow heel raises. The entire routine takes about 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes may help your legs feel more relaxed before you climb into bed. Know when to see a doctor. Exercise is helpful for many people, but some symptoms should never be ignored. Seek prompt medical attention if you experience sudden swelling in one leg, severe leg pain that comes on unexpectedly, a leg that becomes cold, pale, or blue, a non-healing sore on your foot or leg, chest pain, or sudden shortness of breath along with leg swelling. Those symptoms can signal a condition that requires immediate medical evaluation. Final thoughts. Healthy legs aren't built by one intense workout. They're supported by small, consistent habits repeated day after day. A few minutes of gentle movement before bed may help your muscles stay active, reduce stiffness, and leave your legs feeling more comfortable as you settle in for the night. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you know someone who struggles with aching or tired legs at night, share this video with them. It could be the simple routine they've been looking for. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next evidence-based health tip. Until next time, take care of your body, because the small things you do today can make a big difference tomorrow. This video is for educational purposes only and isn't personal medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Talk to a doctor or a registered dietitian before making significant changes to your diet or health routine, especially if you have an existing condition.